Hey y'all, so it's Tay back with another video, and I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long. It's been like a year since my last video update, and so much has changed since then with me, school, and just life itself. So the purpose of today's video is to get into a question that I received yesterday, and it was about, it wasn't necessarily about this, but one of the things that the person touched on was the anxiety associated with dealing with academic probation and academic suspension. So I felt like I would make this video to kind of answer that, because that is something that I still deal with to this day, 2 years later, and I still have anxiety associated with being suspended from college. So I just want to share with everybody how I deal with that, and how I've been dealing with it for the past 2 years. So just a few quick updates. I have transferred again. Last time you guys see me, I was in junior college. I transferred to a four-year university. I'm currently at PVMU, which is a HBCU located in Prairie View, Texas. And yeah, I love it here. Ever since I stepped foot on campus, it's kind of felt like home and where I belong. So I've been doing really great. Since arriving here, I made the Dean's Honor Roll last fall, and this semester I ended with a 3.6 GPA. So I've been doing great, and yeah, that's what I've been up to, is school and just maintaining grades. And one thing I do want to touch on is a lot of people have this thought associated with academic suspension or academic probation, that when they come off of it, or to bounce back from it, they have to be perfect. And one thing that I have done in the past is run from my anxiety by being a perfectionist, saying that I have to make A's, I have to make this certain GPA to get over this. And that's not true, because all you're doing is masking everything, and you're not dealing with that underlying issue, which is your anxiety associated with school, with class, with being suspended or being on probation. You're not dealing with those things. You're just kind of running and masking it over, sweeping it under the rug, and it's not healthy for you. So one thing I've tried to do is, when I've gotten in those moods where I'm just like thinking of being suspended and how I felt when I was suspended, or how I felt leading up to my suspension, I kind of felt defeated. And that's the one thing that always stayed in the back of my mind, was not wanting to go back to that place, not wanting to have to feel that again, not wanting to have to tell that to my mom or my family. So when I have those thoughts, I just kind of try to acknowledge them. I don't run from them, I acknowledge them. And I just try to remind myself of everything I've accomplished since then. One thing that I will say has helped me with dealing with that anxiety associated with probation and being suspended was to get more involved on campus, with organizations, going out, meeting new people, talking to people. There are so many people around you that have dealt with probation and suspension, and you don't even know it, because those people are afraid to talk about it too. So don't be ashamed, don't be embarrassed. Share your story, talk about your story. That helps you grow, that helps you, when you reach a certain point of coming back from those things and being able to look back on it, it kind of makes you more proud of yourself, make you more proud of your growth and accomplishments from that moment forward. And that's one thing, one reason that led me to making these YouTube videos, is wanting to look back on my growth, wanting to look back on how far I've came since being suspended, and just being able to be like, wow, if only I can go back and tell that person like where I will be in the future, or where I am now. It will prevent so much worrying. But that's a part of the journey. You can't have a testament without a test. So my testament was my test. My test was being suspended and having to come back from that. So yeah, just get more involved, talk to people, talk to your advisors, talk to other students. Some schools, I know they have groups where these people that deal with probation, or not these people, because students who deal with probation or suspension, can come together and talk about, their struggles, their thoughts, and different things like that. And that is another healthy way to kind of be able to vent to people that relate to you, and just, reaching out to people who've also dealt with it to get more advice from them, ask them things like, that they learned in their journey and that they picked up on as they, grew from that. And it's all helpful. And just don't feel defeated. Don't feel defeated because everybody handles school differently. There are so many things that go on in your personal life that influence how you learn in school, how you take tests, how you handle homework. It's so hard to juggle being in college and becoming an adult. It is very challenging. You struggle with that odd phase of yesterday you were a teenager and now you're expected to conquer the world and, you know, decide what you're going to do with the rest of your life. And it's tough. It's tough. And then you are constantly dealing with all these, thoughts in your head of where you're supposed to be. You're looking at people around you that have accomplished so much and that have so much, and you're kind of like, dang, what am I not doing right to not be where they are? Why am I not being blessed as openly as they are? And it's challenging. And I understand that, but you kind of have to just trust the path that you're on and understand that you're going to come out. You're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to stay hopeful and believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, everybody is going through something. And I know that's tough. That's tough to hear. Like, everybody's going through something, because it's kind of like saying, yeah, what you're going through is hard, but what I'm going through is hard too. And it is tough, but it's true. And just because these people are wearing smiles on their face and they don't voice what's going on in their life, their problems or anything like that, does not mean that they aren't going through anything. When I first started making these videos, it was a lot of people who reached out to me through email and social media that I would have never thought that would relate to what I was saying, but they do. And it was surprising to me to learn that people like understood. So don't feel ashamed of yourself. Don't let that feeling haunt you. Don't let it haunt you. Let it inspire you. Let it teach you, grow from it, learn from it, and just don't put it behind you, but tame it. There are some giants in life that you conquer, and there are some giants in life that you tame. And this is just one of those giants that you tame. You can't defeat it. It will never go away. It's going to always be there. But you will learn how to deal with it, and you will learn how to grow from it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I wish I had more to share with you guys. I will be uploading more videos, especially my transferring video, what influenced me to transfer to a HBCU from, going to PWIs for so long. And, more videos on suspension and how I'm currently dealing with, coming back from a suspension 2 years ago to where I am now, like being on the Dean's Honor Roll and different things like that. So stick around, stay tuned for that content, and thank you guys and have a blessed day.